Broadcasting from the world-famous LWDL studios, this is Life with Dan and Lewis. I'm Dan.
And I'm Lewis.
And we're here to talk about all the wonderful, magical, horrible, awful, fantastic stuff inside that four-letter word.
Life.
Before we get too far in, if you hear anything today you like, feel free to go over to buymeacoffee.com/LWDL. Your support is greatly appreciated for this little adventure we are on.
Thank you for your support.
What's going on with you?
Trying to survive.
Understandable.
Yes.
Yeah, you've been nursing this reoccurring cough now for quite a while.
Back in 1942. It seems like it's been forever. I was actually at my desk today and I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, how long has it as I cough right now? I was like, how long have I had this cough? And it seems to be about going on about 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But I finally talked to a pharmacist and got some meds and stuff. So hopefully we can get some honey mixed with a little bit of allergy and sinus medicine in me. And that should be the trick to the problem.
Nice. Yeah.
And so, so I was told that it was a cold that I picked up from my daughter, who picked it up from some kid at school.
Sure.
Followed by a lot of rain, wind, and dust and different allergens in the air, which therefore led to a minor sinus infection.
Mm-hmm.
So, which Dr. Brewer had told me about when I came over to his house a couple of days ago. So,
yeah. Well, I hypothesized that you probably had a cold that gave you a cough, and then your allergies are making your cough worse, so you can't heal.
Correct.
I didn't think about the whole sinus part, the postnasal drippage that's making everything worse.
Yeah.
So maybe if you get that more under control, that will stop the cough too. So maybe you and I were thinking about how we stop the cough. Maybe it's how do you stop the stuff from running down the back of your throat.
Yeah. So it's a whole bunch of getting up in the morning, hacking, and then puking up, which is basically mucus in the back of my throat. Because once so I've been forcing myself to throw up every morning.
Mm-hmm.
I get some peroxide, gargle with it. Once it hits the back of my throat, instant reflex to start throwing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just hack up the mucus and I feel better right off the bat.
Right.
So then I wait about a couple of minutes. I take medicine and then I'm good, but the cough is still there. So hopefully with the honey and stuff, it should take care of everything.
Right.
So what's going on with you?
Yeah, basically the same old same. This week the spring cleaning bug has been lingering, and I guess now it's the summer cleaning bug. We're practically into summer now. But I've been cleaning in spurts, but it's been seeming to pick up a lot lately, and just getting everything cleaned up around the house, and it's kind of nice having a clean, organized place to, I would say, come home to, but I work from home, so to live in.
Live, working.
Yeah. I'm liking that though. And continuing the 2023 purge trend.
Yeah.
Getting rid of stuff, getting stuff cleaned up, getting stuff organized, all that. That's where I've been going lately.
That happened to Alicia a few weeks ago. It was Friday night. I was over here recording, and she was just a little busy. Be at home, clean up everything. And then that following Saturday and Sunday, she just cleaned everything. So it's probably something in the air.
Yeah, I think it's that, spring cleaning, renewal, wanting everything fresh and tidy.
Yeah.
I got a little bit delayed and mine got into the summer, but that's all right.
No worries, as long as it gets done.
Exactly. And another thing, that I've been feeling, the weekends have been feeling empty to me. And it's because the XFL is over. There's no games to go to. There's no games to watch on TV. Our season ended, by 2 points, or by 1 point rather, was lost. So we didn't get to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Didn't get to win the championship, but
That's right.
You know what? He'll be back next year. The Browns will be back next year, and we'll get it all next year.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel kind of the same. No tailgating.
Right.
No.
I mean, in one way, it's kind of nice. It's like it's less stress. Like I don't have to worry about making plans and making sure everyone's going to be here, picking people up, getting tickets to the right people. I don't have to worry about all that. But it's kind of making Saturdays a little dull.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'll find something else soon enough. I'm sure. The kids will have some kind of a summer sports league or something starting up that we can go watch for.
Exactly.
I can't promise that I will cheer as intently and loudly and obnoxiously at your children's sports games, but you never know. Sometimes I get real into it. So
or say as many bad words as we did at
that's more of your thing than my thing. But yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I guess we won't cuss out a ref at a kid's sports event.
At the
not admitting that I cussed out a ref at the XFL game, but
at the last Browns game, I
emphatically demanded to see some proof. I believe the exact quote was "show the something replay."
And then the party that was with us, all they can do is just look at me and laugh because they really didn't expect me to say something like that. But
yeah,
when it comes to games, we get overly excited for our San Antonio team.
We do get into it.
It was well worth it.
Yeah. What's in your cup?
Well, in trying to clear up my allergen sinus, I am drinking a mixture of Sturry and Rumple Mints.
Okay.
So I got that whole,
mint and herbal situation going on.
Yeah, it's kind of open up the airways and stuff.
Right.
So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm just finishing up the coffee for the day. I made a big old pot of coffee this morning like normal, and got the last lingering bits of the final cup here. And that'll get me through this evening.
As we work right in till 9 p.m. tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with a good old cup of joe.
That's right. Before we tell you about our friends, we'd like to ask you to be our friend too. Life with Dan and Lewis is actively looking for new brands, podcasts, people, and companies to partner with. If you're interested, drop us a note at lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com.
That's lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com.
Remote working? Remoting. Follow along on a journey of a new job, new facility, new coworkers, and a new normal. Remote working. Remoting. Inspired by real life, enhanced by imagination. Follow along at remotingblog.com.
Remoting blog.
Eating gluten and dairy-free can be challenging. GFDF Eating aims to show all the delicious food you can make and buy without sacrificing taste, diversity, or quality. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at GFDF Eating.
That's GFDF Eating.
We'd like to hear from you. After all, we are doing this for your entertainment. Drop us a note and let us know where you're listening from. Or if you have any ideas for new segments, things you'd like us to stop doing, do more of, less of, or anything at all, email us at lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com.
That's lifewithdanandlewis@gmail.com. So, in today's world, there's a lot of different phrases and stuff that people throw around. One is I hear it a lot in the court system, is gaslighting.
Okay.
What do you think about it? Matter of fact, let's start off. What in the world is gaslighting?
Sure. So, as most things, let's go to the dictionary. So, the Oxford Dictionary today. So, gaslighting, that's to manipulate someone using psychological methods into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I kept doing a little more research on it, and I think the origin story of the phrase is actually kind of interesting. So the phrase originates back in 1944, but really didn't become properly used until the late 2010s, so 2017, 2018, 2019, in that realm. So the term originated in a 1938 British stage play called Gaslight. It was made into a film called Gaslight in the United Kingdom in 1940, and then in 1944, a film in the US. The dramas depict exactly what we describe today as gaslighting, somewhat simplistically, but enough that it gave the name of the play to the term that we call it today. So in the play, it's a deceitful husband drives his wife to near insanity by convincing her that she's a kleptomaniac and she's only imagined the sounds in the attic and the dimming of the gas lights in their house, which were actually the result of his searching for her aunt's missing jewels. So he attempted to convince her that the truth she was experiencing was actually in her head, to the point where she noticed the lights dimming, and he talked her into thinking it was just in her head. That's gaslighting.
Wow.
So, and I think a lot of times we think of gaslighting just in relationships, but it can also occur in friendships. It can occur in the workplace. It can basically anywhere there's people interacting, it can occur. So I found an article on choosingtherapy.com and I pulled some examples. And I thought we'd walk through some of them and discuss.
That sounds good.
So the first set of examples all are about relationships, and it starts with distracting with compassion. So this is saying things like, I love you so much. You know I never intentionally hurt you. How could you think I was trying to hurt you? How could you think I was flirting with her? You're the only one for me. It's sugarcoating toxic situations. It's distracting the partners from their feeling and making you just focus on the actual events, not the feelings. And you're sort of dissociating the person away from how they're actually feeling to just looking at like the actual events.
Yeah.
And usually this results in the person being gaslit feeling that they're overreacting, when in reality their reaction might have been perfectly appropriate.
Correct.
So the next one is minimizing or making fun of feelings. So this is when the abuser calls their loved one overly sensitive or critical or dramatic. That sometimes will also like say everyone else, everyone thinks you're crazy. So it's like not just coming from me. It's like I'm trying to help you out. Everyone thinks you're crazy.
Yeah.
And it's emotionally manipulating the partner into feeling ashamed or of feeling a certain way, when in reality the way they're feeling is perfectly justified.
Yeah, correct. Discounting achievements. Gaslighting partners often feel intimidated and jealous of their partner's success. As a result, they will often tear down or question various accomplishments. For example, they might engage in backhanded compliments and phrases like, "That's great you got a promotion, but it's a bummer you're so underpaid in your role."
Right. So it's like they can't even be happy for the whole situation.
Exactly.
They have to diminish it in some way. That sort of, I think it's an element of control. They have to have some kind of control over the situation.
Yeah. That almost made me question myself, because when Alicia got a promotion and she became, she now does medical coding and billing. Yeah. She got so she got the promotion. She got a $5 raise.
Sure.
In my head, I was just like, wow, that's not nearly significant enough for the job that she's doing.
Sure.
So,
but I think that can be true, and you could say that because you don't mean it in a gaslighting way. You're not.
So what I did was I asked her, I was just like, so how do you feel about that?
Sure. And
then she was just like, you know what? It's a start. It's an open door. She's going to jump in there, learn everything that she needs to do, take that knowledge, and if they don't want to pay her what she deserves, she's going to move elsewhere.
Sure.
Whereas if I was really trying to gaslight her, I'm like, oh yeah, that's great that you got to learn something else and do something different. But I mean, it sucks that they didn't pay you more.
Right. Right.
So I think that the way I addressed the situation compared to if I was trying to gaslight her was completely different.
Right. That's true.
So just, an example of two different things as it pertains to, that was a real world situation for myself, as in compared to, somebody who's trying to gaslight their partner.
Right. And I do think in reading through these, it's important to remember that sometimes these examples happen and it's not gaslighting. Like, but it's the repeat occurrence and like the pattern of repeating this and different approaches and continuing all this behavior is what gaslighting is. It's not a one-time thing. So gaslighting is the overall act of trying to manipulate someone. If you fall into one of these examples by accident, that doesn't mean that you were gaslighting someone.
Yeah.
So it's just important to have sort of context over the whole situation.
Correct. Another one is denying abuse. In cases of physical abuse, an abuser might flat out deny what happened. They might insist, for example, that their partner tripped, fell, or hurt themselves in another way. At times, they may even be so convincing that the victim starts believing this version of the truth.
Yeah.
We see that a lot in the criminal justice system, to where, a victim, I'm not going to label the victim as either male or female, because in today's world, it can happen to either or.
Sure.
Somebody will call the cops. Cops will respond. One individual is injured, and they'll tell the cops, "Oh no, I'm fine. Nothing happened." And the abuser is telling them you tripped, you fell, you hurt yourself, you injured yourself. And over time, they just start believing hey, you know what? Another one that I find is the abuser would tell the victim, you deserve this because you did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, it's gaslighting too, yeah.
And so when the act happened of abuse, then they believe, okay, well, this is my fault. And then, then the abuser, if they go out in public and somebody asks them, the abuser would tell the other one, when we go out, you tell somebody, oh, I slipped. Oh, I fell. I hurt myself.
Yeah, it's building a different version of reality. Yeah.
So therefore, anytime that they become abused, they were just, oh, I did this to myself.
Sure.
I hurt myself. When in reality, it's just they've been psychologically gaslit.
Psychologically manipulated, yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely another slippery slope. We don't. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the term gaslighting has come up more recently in the last 5 years or so, or whatever. But I think psychological manipulation, we've heard about that for decades and decades now with abusers.
True.
We're just using this term, this recently rediscovered term, to talk about it now, and it seems to be very buzzwordy.
Yeah.
Lately.
Yeah, just new terminology that comes out, and
right.
Want to kind of explain it to, but in no way is
No, this isn't a new thing. This has been going on since the beginning of humanity, practically.
Pretty much.
So gaslighting can also happen in friendships. It's not just the relationship, the spousal relationship part of it, and that can look like a variety of things. And some of those are pitting friends against each other, or befriending your friend's romantic partner, or showing inauthentic concern. All these things are just ways that friends can psychologically manipulate each other in a negative aspect.
Correct.
So this could look like jealousy or acting upon jealousy. There could look like rumor, gossiping and rumor milling to sort of ingratiate other people on your side. It's like turning a friends group against someone.
Yeah.
That's a form of gaslighting, which also falls into that befriending the romantic partners thing, because it's like you're trying to turn people against each other.
Yeah. I, in the workplace, have somebody tried to gaslight me.
Oh, yeah.
In the workplace. And from firsthand experience, when you're a strong individual and you can recognize and see what's going on, you don't fall into that manipulation and play along with the other person's game. And it's all for their self-preservation, not for anything else.
Right.
So in reality, it's not really friendship. It's just you meet the need of that person at that certain time. And once your need is over with, they're going to get rid of you and then do the same thing to somebody else.
Yeah. Yep. That goes into that showing inauthentic concern thing.
Correct.
They're just so worried about everything that is involved in your life, but they're not worried about you. They just want to be in your business.
Correct.
so they can get pieces and stuff to turn on you with. I think that's one where I have realized in the workplace in particular that because the victim ends up feeling a little bit confused and starts to question, like, what is this person like doing with this information? Why do they need to know this? What's going on? Is this even a problem? Should I even say this? Like, you start questioning like your reality.
Yeah.
It starts feeling very odd. And that's when you can start recognizing, oh, wait a second, like this person isn't trying to help me.
Yeah.
And then another big one in friends group and in the workplace is invalidating emotions. So if you're feeling a certain way and you tell someone that, and they just completely are dismissive and invalidate that feeling, and that keeps happening, you can start to feel like you're crazy. Like, I don't know why I feel like you don't help me ever. You always ask for what I need help with. You always ask me what's going on. So
Yeah.
how can I feel like you're not helping me? It's because you're not helping me. That's why. No, I always help you. I come over and ask you every day what's going on. Okay. So it's like that weird kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the workplace, it can also look like silently sabotaging, like, forgetting to invite someone to a meeting, or forwarding an email to everyone except for one person. Like, it's innocent if it happens one time, but when the pattern keeps happening and it becomes deliberate sabotage, is when it becomes gaslighting. Lack of personal accountability is another one in the workplace, and getting really defensive when they make a mistake, and that's when attention is put on the perpetrator. That's one way that gaslighting can come out.
I guess this can happen a lot with like the sexual harassment in the workplace, to where the person who is doing the sexual harassment, once they get reported or whatnot, then they grow anger towards the person that report them, and then make it seem like, okay, and then try to turn people against them, and then make the person who's actually sexually harassed, let's label them as the victim, make them feel like it's their fault.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's the perpetrator's fault.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, sexual harassment in general often involves elements of psychological manipulation that could also be classified as gaslighting.
Correct.
The whole idea is to manipulate someone into thinking what you're doing is okay, so that you can continue to do it.
Yeah,
that's gaslighting right there. That's changing someone's reality from what they know is true into this inventive truth that you're trying to lead down a path of.
And I can see this a lot.
Why are you mad at me? This happens. Everyone's okay with this.
Yeah,
that kind of excusing the behavior.
And I see this a lot with sexual assault cases.
Yeah,
to where the perpetrator will say like, well, they wanted it. They looked at me in a certain way, so it looked like they wanted me to touch them there. They wanted me to do whatever,
right?
And or they sat on my lap when they touched me in a certain way.
Yeah,
all in the bounds of knowing, that this is inappropriate, but you just play along with it because you have a scapegoat of saying,
right,
they wanted this. So you're gaslighting the victim,
right?
And making it seem like their actions or what they did is justifiable for you doing something illegal to them. It doesn't work out that way,
right? So in summary, gaslighting, while it's a newer term being thrown around, and it's sort of trendy to use these buzzwords, it's not a new thing. Psychological manipulation has been going on with abusers and victims forever.
I guess it's just like, how we have slang words.
Gaslighting is a slang word in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
I do find it interesting how the origin story is it's simplistic, but it is so exact.
Yeah.
And when you understand that, the term gaslighting makes so much more sense.
Exactly.
The abuser was literally making the victim, who knew the gas lights in their house were getting dimmer, think that it was all in her head. I mean, that just makes the whole understanding of the phrase gaslighting, or the word gaslighting, just in a very simplistic, single bullet point way.
Yeah, because basically you're taking what you have in reality, what you can see with your eyes, as the truth.
Yes.
And then somebody come along and manipulating the situation, changing it
to the point where you don't even know what's true.
Exactly. And
or you're willing to deny what you know is true in favor of this substituted reality.
Correct.
It's fascinating in a lot of ways, and also terrifying in some ways too. And I guess the big takeaway here is look out for psychological manipulation, not only in relationships, but in the workplace and in friendships.
Yeah.
This thing can pop up anywhere where two human beings have to be together.
Exactly. Anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, a female taking their car to the mechanic. And,
yeah.
you know, there's something wrong with your car, but then a mechanic consistently and tell you, like, hey, you need to get your brakes checked. You need to get your brakes changed. Nothing's wrong with your brakes.
Super low level gaslighting.
Yeah. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with your brakes. You just replace your brakes maybe, you know,
a couple thousand miles ago or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know that your brakes are perfectly fine. Yep. Now you take your car to the mechanic's saying, hey, nope, those brakes are bad. They're going to fall on you. Nope. That's gaslighting.
Right. Right.
It's easy just to, you know, it's easy to just overlook it in everyday's life. But if you really sit back and look at it, like there's a lot of things that people do, which will fall under terms of gaslighting.
Definitely. So our first topic was a little bit heavy, so I thought we'd pick a lighter topic to close out this episode.
Let's go for it.
What are the best breakfast foods ranked? So I found an article on Ranker. Ranker is a website that you can basically take surveys on and rank different things. So I pulled up the best breakfast food list. I thought we'd talk through the top 50 and just sort of discuss where these things land. They're sort of, and scrolling through, they're sort of all over the place. So let's see what we have here. So starting with number 50, cranberry juice. I am a fan of cranberry juice. I'm a fan of bitter and astringent things, and cranberry juice falls into that category.
Cranberry juice? I like cranberry juice.
I like it with breakfast. I like it with a little bit of vodka or a lot of bit of vodka, depending on the mood. I think it's a relatively good breakfast food to have on this list.
I do too. I concur with you. I like the bitter tartness of it.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah. And it's lower sugar as far as juices go.
Exactly. And it's healthy for the body.
Mm-hmm, it is, yeah. Antioxidant rich.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I'll put cranberry juice in my top 50.
Yeah. Number 49 is a pasty, not to be confused with pasties that one would put over their nipples. These are pasties. These are the little turnover type situations.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say on these other than I think we could lump this into sort of a generic filled pastry category.
They wouldn't be my top 50.
Nah, I agree. Greek yogurt. If I could eat dairy, this would be on my list still. Of the yogurts, I prefer the Greek variety. It's a little firmer, stands up on its own a little more. Can hold some toppings. I like Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I like Greek yogurt too. I don't really eat it a lot.
Sure.
But I can put it in my top 50.
Yeah. You know, Greek yogurt can be a good substitute for like sour cream. I know we're getting out of breakfast foods now, but it can be a substitute for things too. And it can be a good base for some sauces.
Yeah.
Maybe it deserves a spot on the list, maybe not in the top 50. Go ahead.
Number 47, poached eggs.
Yeah, the first appearance of eggs on the list at number 47.
Not on my list.
Not on your list?
Nope.
You don't like a poached egg?
Nope.
You don't like the runny yolk?
Nope.
Got it. I do. I enjoy a good poached egg. I enjoy an eggs Benedict where you have the runny yolk and the sauce on top. I like a runny yolk to dip my toast in or to get in my potato situation, whatever I got going on. I'm down for that.
Is it cooked?
It's warm.
Nah. Not for me. Number 46, ham.
I think that is the most underrated breakfast meat.
I can see that.
You know, when you break the breakfast meats out, you got, bacon and sausage. That's the top, of course.
Correct.
And then you'd go to ham, sort of a third place, maybe. Or maybe you'd go like bacon, and then you go with like a breakfast sausage, maybe a country sausage, and then ham would be like a third place situation or fourth place situation. I almost think ham it should be the king here. It's like the most like meaty breakfast meat.
It's more hearty.
It's hearty. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I concur with that. Definitely something that's overrated, underrated, and overlooked.
Agreed. Number 44 and 45 go together. That's scones and honey. I think scones we can sort of put to the side. It's called that breakfast pastries, and there's going to be a bunch of those on this list. And I do think those rank in there somewhere, but I think breakfast pastries as a whole are a lower quality breakfast food. You sort of have your eggs, your bacon, your potato product, your bread product, maybe even a yogurt product, and then your pastries. But I don't know. We'll see here. Scones, not bad though.
No, not bad.
Can be a little bit dry. That's why it requires a honey or a jam or something to go on it.
Correct.
Number 43, one of my favorite go-to breakfasts.
Avocado toast.
Avocado toast. Also requires a runny egg yolk though. You know what? It doesn't require that. You can do scrambled eggs on avocado toast too. So,
well, I just eat my avocado toast with just toast.
Avocado toast, no egg.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But it's still good. You want to add some egg to it, however you like your eggs.
Sure.
I think it'd be a good product.
Sure. Number 42, toaster strudel. We'll skip that one. That goes in the pastry category.
I don't like them.
I'm not really a big fan either. I don't like flaky things like that.
It's just too sweet.
Yeah. True. Number 41, South Texas staple, the breakfast taco. What's your go-to breakfast taco?
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mine is potato and egg.
That's my number 3.
Potato, egg, and bacon if I'm going with like 3 things, but potato, egg if I'm going for 2 things.
So my top one is bacon, egg, and cheese. Then it's country sausage, egg, and cheese.
Oh, okay.
Then it's potato and cheese with some type of meat.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's bean and cheese with bacon.
Yeah. So mine would go potato, egg, bacon, or bean and bacon.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the bean and bacon. Even sometimes the scrambled egg, bean, bacon, and scrambled eggs, that can be good too.
Yeah. Number 40, pizza.
Pizza's always good. Whether it's made fresh, leftover, never can complain about pizza.
Back in my high school days, used to have breakfast pizza.
Okay, with the eggs and sausage on it?
Yeah.
Number 39, we'll go real quick past this one. Granola, that goes with yogurt. Does not go by itself. I don't care what anyone else says.
Nope, I agree.
Number 38, the full English breakfast. I am there for it. So that is you got the beans, you have the sausage, you have the ham, you have the bacon, you have the eggs, you have the toast. All on one plate. I'm there for that.
I'm surprised it's at number 38. I would put that a lot higher on my list. But yeah, definitely a good thing to have on the top 50.
Number 37, Pop-Tarts. Put that in the pastry category. They're pretty good though.
Yeah, I would take a Pop-Tart over a toaster strudel any day.
Oh, okay. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just not a big fan of the sweetness.
Okay. Yeah, the icing on it is sort of like pure sugar.
Yeah.
Like crystallized sugar right there on top. 36.
Eggs Benedict.
So that's a yes for me, a no for you because of the runny yolk and the sauce situation, right?
Correct.
Peanut butter at 35. Not by itself. It has to go on something.
Peanut butter is not just for me, it's not something I want to eat for breakfast.
Rarely for me. Like it's like I need something to eat right now. I'm going to eat some peanut butter toast. Like if I don't have time for anything else. But yeah, rarely. I agree.
Something simple, easy. I can see running to it.
My favorite thing is peanut butter and banana. So just grab a spoonful of peanut butter and a banana. That's like my favorite way to eat peanut butter.
I can see that. Number 34, hard boiled eggs.
Love them.
I can dig that. I can get around that.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I have to have some meat on the side, some bacon or something.
Oh, okay. I could see that. I like to cut mine in half, put a little bit of mayo on them, a little bit of salt and pepper. It's almost like a deconstructed egg salad situation.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yep, that goes pretty good.
Biscuits and gravy, a Southern staple.
Oh, yeah.
I personally love it, but it's so not good for you.
Yeah, not good, but definitely a good meal.
Right.
And like I said, they go good together because biscuits are normally pretty dry if you don't put nothing on them. And the biscuits with a little bit of gravy dripped over them, and every forkful you dip it in the gravy, and yeah.
I do like a gravy that is very sausage heavy, big chunks of sausage throughout the gravy.
It almost makes it a complete meal.
Yeah, exactly. Some people serve it SOS style, shit on a shingle, and that's usually a thinner gravy that I'm not a big fan of. I like it hearty.
Yeah, I concur.
Number 32, tea, not at breakfast. I don't do tea at breakfast. I know a lot of people do. Over in the UK, it's tea all the time, but for me, tea is an after dinner thing.
Correct.
Like in a cold winter's night, have a glass of tea. Or even in the summer, have a glass of hot tea at night sometimes. It's like a way to relax and rewind before bed.
Yeah. Number 31, a Danish
pastry category.
Correct.
Number 30, yogurt and berry parfait. We've already said yogurt. I don't think the berries in the parfait. I would rather just have berries on the side. I don't like them mixed together.
Correct.
Forget about yogurt. Oatmeal.
Yes.
That's a go-to breakfast for you.
Oh, yeah. My favorite is the instant oatmeal. It's the honey. No, not
apple cinnamon. Is that the one you like?
It's the dates and walnut.
Oh, okay.
The cinnamon, dates and walnut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my.
Okay, so then you have a little bit chew from the dates, crunch from the walnuts, and then a nice spice from the cinnamon.
Yeah,
I can dig that.
It blends out all together perfectly, and that's my.
I rarely do oatmeal for breakfast, but I do oatmeal for like a lunch or a dinner sometimes.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't like if I'm gonna do breakfast food, it's gonna be like the traditional like eggs and a meat. Rarely oatmeal.
Because you know what, like I find oatmeal to be, for me, it's hard enough to stick to your bones. It doesn't make you feel heavy.
Sure. There was a period of time when I was working in the office that I would take oatmeal with me. I'd make it at home, microwave it, throw it in the bag, and then go to work, and I'd eat it when I got to work.
Yeah.
Number 28, breakfast burritos. That is, I have not thought about breakfast burritos in a long time.
It's an oversized taco.
Yeah, big taco. Take it or leave it. Number 27, a crepe. This is the first of the pancake category.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of a crepe.
Me too.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's I guess if you want to look at it, it's not as bready as a hearty pancake. You know,
unless you eat a stack of them.
Yeah,
but still, one crepe, sort of folded up, maybe some whipped cream and powdered sugar on it or something like that.
Oh yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
yeah, I can definitely go along with that.
Number 26, bread. Moving on past that. English muffin.
English muffins.
Still in the bread category. And 24, cinnamon toast. Still in the bread category. I guess cinnamon toast can sort of start to cross into the pancake category.
Man, I remember the first time I had cinnamon toast.
I'm thinking French toast. Is that what we're thinking here?
No, I'm thinking cinnamon.
Okay.
My mother made some toast, put some butter on it, sprinkled some sugar, and man, it was amazing.
That's like a really good make-do sweet treat.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I want something sweet. I don't have anything else around. I'm gonna make a piece of toast, put some butter and some cinnamon sugar on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
My mom made it one time. I remember I was in elementary school and get ready to go to school. So we had a bowl of oatmeal, the cinnamon toast with the butter and sugar on it. Ah, amazing. Perfect breakfast.
Breakfast cereal. I haven't really done cereal for breakfast since I was a kid.
I haven't done cereal for breakfast in quite some time, but my go-to breakfast cereal, Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
And Frosted Mini Wheats.
Okay.
Those are my two fave.
I think my go-to would be like a Raisin Bran.
I can dig Raisin Bran. Shorter wheat.
Maybe like I'm a fan of the flavored Cheerios. It's like the apple cinnamon Cheerios or the wild berry Cheerios or the honey nut Cheerios.
Those are good also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like crackling oat bread.
Yeah, I used to like that a lot. Yep.
It makes you go poop, but
sure.
Make sure that you stay regulated. But as a kid, I fell in love with it. And
is that the one that's like in little O's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or rectangles? Yeah.
It took forever for them to get soft in the milk, but man, they were amazing.
I used to like to eat those, just like a handful of them, like snack on them.
Okay.
Sausage at number 22. Now, if you had sausage across the board, my go-to is going to be breakfast sausage in the breakfast category.
Same here.
I will go for country sausage, but I actually prefer country sausage as a dinner thing, like sausage wrap or something.
I agree.
So,
yeah, I definitely agree.
Number 21 is smoothie.
Only time I did smoothie for breakfast is when I didn't have time to eat anything and I was out the door.
Agreed. Number 20, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all.
19, we have the king of the pastry.
Donut.
Can't go wrong with a donut.
I would tell people, if you're going to eat something sweet throughout the day, make it for breakfast.
Yeah.
Because by the time you get ready, you're done with dinner and get ready to lay down, all that sugar and stuff is out your system.
Sure. Number 18 is a breakfast must-have. It's so important that it might not even be included on this list because it's just known.
Yeah.
It's a must. It's coffee.
Exactly. Even if you don't eat breakfast, I just say coffee is one of those things that majority of people just get up and make.
Same.
And drink.
Agreed.
Number 17, fried potatoes.
My favorite. I love a good potato with breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
like a home style. Like you just take a potato, chop it up, fry it up with some onion, maybe a little bit of garlic, maybe some red bell pepper, green bell pepper if you have it.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper.
My thing is it just depends on how you make it. For me, I'm a fan of it, but I like my potatoes crispy.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't like them like soft or like soggy type.
I like the variety of texture. So the outside has to be crispy, but the inside has to be fluffy still.
Okay. I can.
So that's why I like a dice or like a round more than like a hash brown, like where it's like shredded.
Okay.
Because you get the soft, pillowy texture on those. On the hash brown, sometimes they all end up crispy.
Yeah. I can see like camping.
Yeah.
And then having like that hot skillet over open fire. And yep.
That would work. Number 16, orange juice. I actually associate this more with a diabetic rescue food than I do with a breakfast food.
Yep. That's my diabetic rescue plan. Get Booker some orange juice.
Somehow cereal's on here again at number 15, so let's just keep moving past that. Number 14, the breakfast sandwich. We already discussed that.
Yeah.
Good all the time. Number 13, right below a donut in the pastry category would be a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Not either.
Okay, all right. Croissant, also in the pastry category, has to be good to be worth it. A bad croissant is just bad.
Correct. I definitely agree. If it's not light, fluffy, and just like almost like when you put it in your mouth, it just like melts in your mouth.
Almost, exactly.
It has to be like that. Otherwise, it's just give me a loaf of bread.
Exactly. Bagels. I do love a good bagel.
Me too. What's your fave?
Probably like at everything. If I'm going with the savory side, on the sweet side, blueberry.
I like blueberry for my sweet side, and then there was one I got at Central Market one time that had raisins, dates, apricots, cranberries, and walnuts in it.
It's like a dried fruit situation. That'd be great.
Yeah, it would slap some cream cheese on that.
Man.
I went out the toaster. Man, that was a kill for her.
That sounds good.
I almost committed capital murder for that.
Number 10, omelets. Not a huge fan of omelets. I'll do it sometimes just because it's easy, but not a huge fan.
I like omelets because I feel like you get everything you want wrapped up in one.
Sure. Okay.
Not saying that I would do it every day or every week, but like maybe twice a month. I can do it.
I guess I have a problem drawing the line between doing an omelet versus just doing a scramble.
Yeah.
I end up just doing a scramble because an omelet, it's supposed to stay together in like a package, I just throw everything in the skillet and scramble it all up.
I can dig that too.
So that's where number 8 comes in, the scrambled egg, but we can't miss number 9, fruit. Fruit's a good staple for breakfast.
Correct. I definitely agree.
Number 8, the scrambled egg. My omelets end up being scrambled eggs, and I like it that way.
Number 7, pancakes.
The king of the cooked pastry.
Yes.
Pancakes.
Number 6, hash browns.
We've already discussed potatoes. Hash browns can be a little too crispy. I like a chunkier potato that can be fluffy on the inside. You're more of a crispy guy, though, so you're in for hash browns.
Yes. I like to buy the... If I want to make hash browns from scratch, I have to shred them.
Okay.
I like it has to be all crispy all the way through.
Okay.
If I'm going to buy the ones, it has to be like the long rectangular type ones, and then put some grease in the skillet and fry
like the patty ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like on the outside, it has to be like I like them really really crispy. And then somehow on the inside, there's still a little bit of fluff towards the middle. But yeah, that's how I like mine.
Sure, fair enough. Number 5 is toast. Toast requires something to accompany it, whether it be butter and cinnamon and sugar, or if it's going to be plain, it needs some runny egg yolk to dip into.
You don't just like dry toast?
No.
Well, not dry toast, but like toast with butter?
If it's just toast with butter, I want to put some jam or jelly on it.
Okay.
No, I would never do toast by itself.
It's very rare I do toast by itself, but I prefer toast. The least amount is just butter.
Okay.
But I have to have something else on it. No dry toast.
Number 4 is French toast. So there's, of the baked breakfast foods, there's the pancake, the waffle, the Belgian waffle, and the French toast. That's the order that I would rank them in.
Okay.
Although French toast is probably the easiest of them to make. Just bread and egg. A little bit of sugar or cinnamon or whatever.
I can dig French toast.
I'm kind of in for it.
Yeah.
Number 3, the Belgian waffle. Kind of fun when you're at like a hotel or something to get a Belgian waffle.
Definitely.
At home? Yeah.
Yeah.
At home, just do pancakes.
It's
You're gonna make the batter anyway. Just do pancakes. Why get the waffle iron out and all that kind of complication?
Too time consuming.
Exactly.
Number 2, my fave.
Agreed.
Bacon.
Yep. If there, I think we talked about ham being an underrated breakfast meat for heartiness, but bacon is the king for taste and flavor.
Hell yeah! My freshman year of college, I cooked a whole pack of bacon, and I just ate that at one setting.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot of sodium. That's a lot of fat. That's a lot.
It is. It was.
But you do it again.
Quite possibly. I would definitely do it again. But I just love me some bacon.
I agree. Hey, number 1, can't go wrong. The classic, eggs and bacon.
Correct. No matter how you like your eggs, some good eggs and bacon can never go wrong unless you don't cook the bacon right and your eggs are...
Here's my favorite hack. Cook the bacon in your skillet first. Just wipe out a little bit of the grease and then cook your eggs in that grease.
I forget that. I don't wipe out any of the grease. I just
let
go
it go.
full on, just go all in.
All right. I guess if you're doing a fried egg, if you're doing a scrambled egg, you gotta, well, each their own. I'm not gonna tell you how to grease your pans.
Well, I do scrambled eggs. And even with my scrambled eggs, I'm just full on.
With all that grease.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I mean,
I'm not gonna complain.
Most of the time, like when I do that, I'm cooking just for myself. And I've cooked everybody else's their stuff.
Okay.
But I'm just full on. I love that good old bacon flavor throughout everything.
Sometimes you could even do your potatoes in that bacon grease too.
Oh yeah.
So you just do everything all in one pan. Love it.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. I like reading through these lists. We'll do more of these lists throughout this season. I think this is kind of a fun way to lighten up the show after a heavy topic.
Another thing you can do with bacon.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make bacon cheeseburgers, cook your bacon first and then cook the burgers in that bacon grease.
Oh man. Mind blown. I don't know how I haven't thought of that before.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yes. It has to.
That's gonna go on my food list to make sometime soon.
Or turkey burgers.
Sure. Yeah.
Like whatever type of burger. If you're gonna make bacon to go along to put on top of your burger, make sure you cook the bacon first. Gotta cook the bacon first and then cook the meat in
that bacon juice.
Yes.
Bacon juice, bacon fat, bacon oil, bacon grease, bacon grease.
Bacon grease.
There we go.
You got to. It's gonna be a mind changer.
Oh man. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, let's get some bacon.
Let's do it.
All right, that's a wrap for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Until next week.
Follow us on all the social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Life with Dan and Lewis.
That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Life with Dan and Lewis.
Video episodes are now available on YouTube along with all our previous episodes in their audio-only formats. Check them all out. We hope to see you there. We'll be back next week with another episode. Until then, check out our new limited series, The Spotlight. New episodes will be coming in between weekly episodes of Life with Dan and Lewis throughout the year. Thanks for listening today. More episodes can be found anywhere podcasts are found and in their video form on our YouTube page or on our website at lwdl.buzzsprout.com.
That's lwdl.buzzsprout.com.
Until next time, ask yourself, what have you done today to help someone else? Make good choices.
And love one another.